We're here in Llewellyn Park, New Jersey. This is the neighborhood where Thomas Edison created some of his most incredible inventions. And this is the home of Will Rockwell, a steampunk designer who creates crazy stuff and sells it on Etsy. Let's go inside and check it out. I'm John Biggs, and this is TechCrunch Makers. So now that I'm properly attired, this is the basement workshop of Will Rockwell, a steampunk designer. Will?
Hey, John.
Howdy.
Fancy meeting you here.
It's wonderful. So this is where all the magic happens. Tell us what you're doing down here.
This is my new workshop. I've formerly had a workshop in our cabin in Pennsylvania, but we just moved into this house a couple of months ago.
And instead of building model airplanes, you're actually building these things. You're building steampunk gadgetry, right?
This is called Windows on the Deep. It's going to have a digital frame showing fish inside of an endless loop of a coral reef. And I'm right in the middle of making that. I'm pretty much right in the middle of a lot of things.
And these are some of your raw materials, right?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Freon at the dump, who saves this stuff for me. And he saves some fantastic stuff.
There's some old watches here. As a watch guy, this is my favorite stuff.
Well, I hate to tell you, those are all going to be taken apart, and the gears are going to be used in other things.
This one you hold on to, because this might actually worth something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit how you got into this scene, I suppose.
I always admired what turns out to have been steampunk, new stuff that looks like old stuff. And I found a group of people online, Brass Goggles Forum, brassgoggles.uk, who were very friendly, and they had a contest. They have contests quite often where you make things and people vote on them. And I entered one of the contests just for fun and wound up winning it. And it turned into a hobby. And then somebody on Brass Goggles suggested I open an Etsy store. I didn't know what Etsy was, but now I have a nice Etsy store and I've sold quite a number of things. So it's a hobby that pays.
Okay. So you take these items of chicken leg or whatever this is.
That's an eagle claw, my dear man.
Or this vigilant...
It's a fake railroad lantern. It's a replica. If it was a real one, I wouldn't use it. Because if it was a real one, I'd just restore it.
And then you add this high-tech stuff. So you have different projects, little projectors, these Van de Graaff generators.
Yeah, this goes in something called the Spirit Harvester. It's sitting in the pieces of something called the Orion Sphere. Can you see it? It says Optima on the wall there. This is a pocket projector, which is going, hopefully, is going to go inside this sphere and project a light show from the inside in an endless loop. I'm still working on that. This is one of those projects that isn't finished yet.
All right, so this is your workshop. So why don't we go see some of your finished products?
Okay. Come on in here, John. This is my den, my steampunk lair.
So we're just down in the basement. That's where you make all this crazy stuff. And this is sort of your showroom, which is just about amazing. What is this, for example?
This is not for sale. This is the Nautilus. This is what began my attraction to steampunk. Designed in 1952 for the Disney movie 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, is the first example of steampunk. 19th century technology that never existed.
We have this nautical themed porthole. This is a version of what you were working down in the basement, right?
Yeah, this is the first one. This is Windows on the Deep. It turns any room into a submarine. You have a coral reef outside the porthole that is always changing. This is the Galaxy Victrola. I've made a lot of iPhone Victrolas. This one is called the Galaxy because it's made for the Samsung Galaxy. And
that wasn't a commercial.
That was not a commercial. All of these are passive audio amplifiers. In every case, there's a tube that connects to, or that covers the speaker on the phone, which comes out the horn. So I've got an appropriate piece of steampunk music to demonstrate here.
And this is an actual horn. This is one of the horns that you had down in the basement, just polished up and made really nice.
This is a trombone, so it's a big one.
And this here, what is this called?
That's the Thunderer. It's starting to thunder as we speak. It's one of the major projects that challenges a steampunk designer to make an electric guitar.
Sure, let me try to sit down here.
It's a little bit heavy.
This is my electric
guitar. I'm not going to make another one.
So, what you said, there's 2 effects pedals inside here?
Yeah, it's got onboard effects. You turn them on here, the steam gauges indicate that you've got battery power, and then then you switch this from straight guitar down to affected guitar, and
so this is a...
I'll just fool with it while you're...
What was the inspiration behind this project?
Oh, there you go. Do something with that.
What was the inspiration behind this project? This seems like it must have taken months.
Well, it took all last summer.
Okay.
Every steampunk craftsman has to make a guitar at some point, and so I had that looming over me. I cut the body out of a solid piece of walnut. The neck is a real guitar neck. Then I had to take it to Manny Rodriguez in Manhattan to do the wiring and set it up, because I don't know anything about building a guitar, but he made it work.
And on Etsy, I guess your most popular things are these USB hard drives. How do these come together?
They sell pretty well. This is a 32 gigabyte drive.
Mm-hmm.
It's I have two different kinds that I make, either made it out of brass or wood. The brass ones start with brass tubes and you smush it in a vise and then decorate it. The wood ones, like that, are carved and polished out of Ziricote and walnut, different kinds of fine wood.
Mm-hmm.
And then the etch drives are a lot of fun. You mask off areas that you don't want etched, and then put it in this etching solution and polish it up, and it comes out like that.
I think these are sort of like a really fancy notebook for an artist. But this is more for programmers, I guess. You put all your best code on these.
Right. Well, these are the most practical, really, because you can throw it in your pocket
Sure.
with your car keys and it won't come apart. Not so much with these.
But this is for your very special things. This is your diary or whatever.
Look at the box that one comes in.
Beautiful.
This is the Uber Blaster. The blaster is another thing that every steampunk designer has to make at least one of, and here's my one of. It's got a lot of moving parts. This here is the Orion Lumia, which is in homage to Thomas Wilfred, who made these fantastic clockwork lighting displays. This has got a clockwork display inside. This is an enclosure for a hard drive, for a computer hard drive. And it looks like it's doing this incredible amount of work. It smokes, it's got this surge level. I like fooling around with optical stuff. This is another 3D viewer. You put your iPhone in the slot and you can look at the 19th century stereo images. And the goggles you're wearing they work in a movie.
Okay.
Because the lenses in them were popped out of a pair of throwaway movie goggles, glasses.
So if you want to go see a 3D movie like Hugo, you could put these on and
Absolutely.
feel like you're
you would actually
alien.
be in the film, yeah.
Thank you very much for taking us around. This is an amazing space, it's an amazing room, and it's a lot of fun to see this stuff. Well, where can people find all your stuff?
On Etsy, Will Rockwell's Steampunk Artifacts.
Perfect. All right, I'm John Biggs. This is TechCrunch Makers. Thanks for watching.